I'm back with not really another batch of cubes, it's more like a single new cube. But then, because I've not used an X-Men Shadow for like a year or so, and the reason behind that is I just preferred the Aoshi GTS, and I've been using this as my main for like almost 2 years already, and this one was, I kind of dismissed it as a not so main worthy cube, and I feel that if I were to just draw comparisons with like this and the top 6x6s, I'm actually missing one 6x6 because my memory of this cube is so expired. I probably need a refresh. First impressions on this cube is like the size is quite similar, but I do think it's a slight bit bigger than the Aoshi. So here are the two. Here's the Yushi and Aoshi side by side. I think the outer layer of the Yushi is a little bit bigger, and comparing the inner layers, they seem to be all the same size. Compared with the Shadow, which is not very easy to see because the cube is black, and I would say that the Yushi is probably a slight bit bigger than the other two flagships, but I don't think it's a big deal. Next, I'm really very impressed by the corner cutting. This is how much you can corner cut. Like 2 QBs. Maybe not 2, maybe 1.6. The reverse, maybe about, yeah, not so much. But I still feel that this cube is full of factory lube, but I'm just going to show you how much the other two can do in comparison. So that's already 1 point for the Yushi. Yep, so I am really liking the Yushi so far. It's really fast, really light, and who knows, maybe I can sub 2 on this, I'm not too sure. The closest I've gotten ever, like fastest single, is 206. But yeah, I can't wait to give this one a try. Okay, so as I edit this video, I realized that I talked mostly about the corner cutting and the stability, but I forgot 3 big features. So I'm just going to add them here. So okay, out of the 3 big features, the first one is the speed of the cube. So I find that the Yushi is very similar but slightly faster than both the Aoshi GTS and the Shadow. But in general, I find that all 3 6x6s are just close to being the same, and like I can basically turn all 3 of them like very fast and don't really face much restriction in terms of just raw turning speed wise. And okay, the second feature is the magnets. So the magnets on the Yushi are a bit closer to the weak side, but they are definitely stronger and more noticeable than they are on the Shadow. So the Yushi magnets, definitely I can feel them, but it's not like super overpowering or invasive, which I feel that this is the optimum strength. So yeah, the Yushi does kind of have the best magnetic strength I've felt in a 6x6 as of now. And another thing is, compared with my Aoshi, which is like the other cube, like my Aoshi is actually not the official mass-produced like magnetic Aoshi. I actually bought the non-magnetic one and then I magnetized it myself. So I actually used a weaker set of magnets than the factory magnetized version, and my Aoshi is very similar to what this Yushi actually is. But if you personally think that like you want a stronger magnet 6x6, I think you might still want to go with the regular Aoshi. Finally, the last thing I do want to talk about is the feel of the cube. I do feel that the Yushi is a little bit crunchy compared with the other two, so I'm going to let you listen to the sound of this cube, and then after that, like just for the rest of this sauce, and after that I do have a conclusion. So I did a bunch of solves on all these 3 cubes, and like I'm just going to show you my averages, or like just tell you what my averages are. So with the Aoshi, I got a 233.15 average of 12, and then on the Yushi I got a 238.52 average of 12, and on the Shadow I got a 250.21 average of 8. And yeah, I was not motivated to do the last 4 solves. So I feel that like Okay, there are some plus and minus to these two cubes, and this one is kind of a bridge in between them. So actually the plus and minus are polar opposites. So the plus of the Aoshi is that the inner layers are a little bit more round than they are on the Shadow, which I feel that it's more square. So it actually gives this cube a bit more flexibility, and I can actually turn much more fluidly when solving centers, edges, and mainly centers and edges. Whereas the plus point of the Shadow is also kind of the opposite. It's the minus point of the Aoshi, which is, since the inners are much more square, like the cube flexes less during the 3x3 stage, so I really find that it's really solid when I turn it. So I do have a better 3x3 stage, whereas on this one, the 3x3 stage is a little bit more flimsy because the cube does flex a little bit more. But in general, I think this cube still wins over this one. I think 3x3 stage is kind of like 1/6 of the whole solve, whereas this one has advantage for 5/6 of the whole solves in a way. So I kind of prefer this one, but if you are a super fast, lightweight, and accurate turner, I can see why such a person can use this cube to break a world record. Which, back to the issue, what does this cube offer in comparison to the other two? It actually takes the plus point of the Aoshi GTS, which is the better flexibility on it inner layer. So I'm going to show you how much you can reverse corner cut. And definitely has quite a fluid inner layer. And then it takes the plus point of the Shadow as well. So what that means is, like, the cube actually feels much more solid to turn. Like the magnets, and it has some elastic spring force inside to actually still hold its cube shape during the 3x3 stage. So I think the 3x3 stage here is actually equal, if not nicer, than it is on the Shadow, because like the corner cutting is quite a lot more liberal on this cube, and the turning is just really fluid. So in general, I find that this cube takes the advantages of these two, and without taking the disadvantage. But the problem is that, actually not exactly problem, is the statistics are kind of showing that this cube can slightly beat this one, but it could also be a matter of me not being used to this cube in general. And another thing is, this is not even YJ's flagship. This is a budget cube that YJ just released, and like the real flagship that is kind of coming, or has come already, is the MGC6. And okay, CubeWorks actually ordered the MGC6 for its the next batch, so I'm currently borrowing this one. So the next time I return this and borrow my next batch, the MGC6 is most likely going to come along with it, and I'm quite excited to try that.